And welcome to week 35 of Walk the Plank, the athletic department podcast here at Perry High School that'll take a deep dive into the week that was Perry Athletics and preview the upcoming events for the weekend as we're shooting here on a Thursday morning, a little bit different for us than our normal schedule, but yet again another exciting week as we wrap up the season and the school year. Our school year ended on Tuesday, just a couple short days ago, and we're here today to really talk about our final sport that we have standing left in the spring, and that is our track team. We have 9 athletes that will be have qualified for the state track meet and will be attending it this weekend in Columbus at Jesse Owens Stadium on the campus of Ohio State University. So we're joined here by our head track coach, Coach Lane Richards, and Traxton Richards as a back-to-back state qualifier in the pole vault. Coach, let's talk with you just a little bit about the whole process, of the postseason and what the track, what it's all about. Obviously, we're thrilled to host the district track meet. We had 24 teams here a couple of weeks ago to start with districts, and then the regionals are down at Youngstown and Austintown Fitch, and they do a great job of hosting down there. And then, boom, here we are at the state meet. We're only you guys are leaving this afternoon after track camp.
We are.
But just talk about the postseason and even back to like CVC the week before. So it all sort of stacks together. And I know our philosophy, as in a lot of sports, is we're just trying to get better each week, and then boom, the postseason hits, and we're trying to obviously grow and get better each week.
Yeah, we push all the way through the season about just making PRs, personal records. So we want kids to get, no matter what they come in with, we just want them to continually get a little better each week, a little better each week. We talk about personal records a lot. When we do get to the postseason, and this is when we do switch. So when we get into conference, it is, yes, the PRs will still come. We want those to continue to come,
Sure.
But it is about placing from that point to secure points at the conference meet. That's really the only place that we start to actually go after a conference title. And the boys took one down this year. The boys won the CVC championships. The girls finished in a very, very close second. Yeah. Tight race for those guys, but they finished in second place at the CVC. And talking about districts, we guys ran a great district meet here at home. A lot of very, very good schools, some very, very good competition. When it comes into the postseason, in order to move on, you have to finish in the top 4 at the district meet in order to move to the regional meet, and then you have to finish in the top 5 at regionals in order to move to the state meet. So placing, you got to be there. The PRs, the personal records will continue to fall, but that's when we kind of flip the script and we need to go run people down.
Right. And again, 9 athletes qualified for state. That's a great number of kids. Super proud of all of them for getting there. And we've got one sitting right next to us, so let's talk to Traxton here a little bit about his season. A little bit different season than last year. Still a state qualifying, state runner-up last year as a freshman in the pole vault. And then this year, just a little, banged up a little bit. Take us through, your sophomore year and, getting to the state meet again. And I'll preface it by saying we just talked about it before we came on. We don't believe anybody has ever in the state of Ohio qualified for the state by only jumping literally 2 jumps. So you jumped once at districts and qualified for regionals. And then last week at Austintown Fitch, you waited to come in until the end, and you knew you were right there, ready to qualify in that top 5 range, and jumped again, cleared it, and qualified for state. So literally 2 for 2 jumps, and back to Columbus. So talk about your season so far, Traxton.
Yeah, so it goes all the way back to spring break.
Yeah.
Before spring break, I was feeling it, and then at spring break, I couldn't even jump there.
Yeah.
That was the first competition we would do.
Right.
So I missed the first meet, and then I missed all the way the rest of the season until districts basically. And I did one practice with 1 jump, and then I did a competition, 1 jump.
Right.
And then same thing regionals, and now we're at states.
Technically, you don't have a miss in the postseason.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
Right.
Well, take us through it. How difficult has this season been? Obviously, track something that you look forward to. Injuries prevent that, so you're out. But how much pressure do you put on yourself to come back at this point and know I only have one chance to repeat and get back to states?
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about the district and regional jumps. I had confidence I could make those. Those were not due to my previous years of like training and like work ethic, I figured I would be just fine making those. And then going for states, I'm glad to be there. I don't
Right.
better I can do, great, but I'm just glad to be there.
Yeah, again, back-to-back state qualifiers. You're only a sophomore. I mean, this reminds me a lot of Trent Nelly with
Yeah.
wrestling. You know, he was
Yeah.
injured the whole year, didn't really wrestle until sectionals, and sort of, you know, just like you, 2 for 2, sort of undefeated. Didn't miss a jump. He went all the way and made it to that state qualifying meet. So I know it's a great accomplishment. Super proud of you. You know, so now you've got that a little sort of like maybe free and easy. It's sort of, this is, you know, house money, I think is the term you hear a lot in sports.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
that you're there, now you can just sort of go and sort of free and easy, and there's no real pressure to do it. So we wish you nothing but the best. What do you think you'll come in at height-wise? What are some of the other people out there? I'm sure you guys have looked at it a little bit in terms of the numbers and where you're going to need to be or where you're going to start on this weekend.
Yeah, so we're planning to come in at a bar that we think will take 8th or on the
Okay.
podium.
Okay.
So 14.6 is what we're looking at.
14.6. Okay, good.
And then from there, we're just gonna probably just jump as high as we can, just go from there, really,
Okay.
because we're not sure what we're expecting.
Right. Yeah.
We're not sure how many jumps he has in him. So we're just that first jump. It's a pretty high opening bar.
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna we want to open there because we don't know the number of jumps.
Right.
And so hopefully that one's good enough to get on the podium and then go up from there.
All right.
So,
And for everything to go right this weekend for you, is there something that needs to happen? Like to know that, you know what, I hit this jump, I nailed it. What needs to go right when you're waiting to take that approach to make your first jump?
Yeah, this is like the only time in my pole vault career where I'm not thinking about anything down the runway. Like, there's always something to think about, like form, technique. But since I don't have previous jumps in, I really it's kind of just a blank mind. It's just like all natural. It's nothing to think about.
Yeah, and you've been jumping since how long? I mean, were you like 2 years old when you first had him?
He's
down?
been
I mean,
jumping
you've
a while.
Jumping a long time, so it's
Yeah.
sort of just second nature, I would think, at this point. So that's outstanding. Sometimes that's the best way to be, free and easy. Go down there and see what happens, and I think.
yeah, we don't have a lot of expectations. We're just gonna
Yeah.
go down and have some fun.
Yeah,
So.
awesome. That's great. Coach, let's talk about some of our other state qualifiers. Shortly, we're going to have on our 4x1 relay team, 4x100 meter boys relay team that qualified. Our other athletes that have qualified for state, Hazel Cannon, Marley Freeman, and Emily Meckenbauer on the girls' side. And then Mason Bilisic on the boys' side as well, along with Traxon in a field event. So let's talk about the girls first. Marley, Emily, Hazel, what are we looking forward to for them this weekend in Columbus?
I think start with Marley. Marley's actually been jumping really, really well lately. Really figuring some stuff out in the vault. Really making some really heights. I think she has potential to sneak onto the podium down there at state. It's going to take probably a PR for her.
Okay.
But I think she's more than capable of getting into that kind of a height range. She's put a lot of work in the weight room on the track to put herself in a really good position. She did make it down to well, it wasn't Columbus, it was in Dayton a couple years ago
Yeah,
as,
right.
as a sophomore. She made it down there as a sophomore, missed it last year. It is hard in the state of Ohio to get to state. Once you've been there, it's not easy to get back. She had a great regional meet in order to get back down there here as a senior, and I think she's got a great potential to try and sneak into that one of those podium spots. For her, Mason has put himself in a really good position. He is very young to throwing.
Yeah.
He really last year he was a sprinter jumper for me on the track. Kind of got banged up a little bit. Some other injury stuff. So he was a little banged up, and we thought it would be best we switched him to throwing. I mean, what he's putting up in the weight room, how quick he is. It really follows a thrower's area. He's, like I said, very young with the technique, but he is starting to figure a lot of stuff out. He is very, very strong, very powerful, starting to get across the ring really well.
Yeah, so he's in shot put.
He's in the shot put.
Just missed in disc. I know talking to Coach Thomas at regionals, he had some really great disc throws, but it fouled on
Yeah,
them, or otherwise would have qualified probably in both. So pretty impressive to do this young into his career. As a
No, he
footballer.
is, and he's only a couple feet off of our school record,
Yeah.
and I fully expect him, if not this weekend, next year to actually take down our school record,
Okay.
which has been standing there for a long time. I
Right.
think it's like 35 years.
Wow.
It could be longer than that, but yeah,
Okay.
it's one of the very old records we have.
All right.
And kind of like tracks in, and I'm sure we talked about this last year with Emily, but what is it like coaching and being around her? She succeeds and excels at everything that she does. I'm sure that makes it easy as a coach.
Well, yeah. she is a generational athlete. She
Yeah.
is just a phenomenal talent. I've coached Emily. I also coached her middle school football. She came out and played middle school football, and
right.
she was dominant down
Yeah.
there. Like, I mean, crazy dominant. So she's been a great athlete for a long time in a lot of different areas. But she is truly a generational athlete around here for us, and in the state of Ohio. I mean, I think she's currently ranked 13 or 14th in the nation in the shot put, not just Ohio. Number one in the state of Ohio, regardless of division,
Right.
by a good little ways. Like, it's not real close. But yeah, she's a phenomenal athlete, and she's continually to put her time in. Figuring out the technique. The shot put was always a little easier for her. It's a little bit more direct, a little more powerful, but she's really come around this year figuring out the discus, which is a little bit more technique, a little bit more finesse, getting through the ring, getting a flight on the disc, and she's really figuring that out well, and she's put herself in a great position to try and bring home 2 state titles this year. So,
Yeah, and obviously coming off a state title as a freshman, she's going to be looking to obviously repeat and do that again. And then I know I talked to her a little bit after regionals last week, and just that she's excited about the disc. I think last year she had a little trepidation about the disc. It's not,
no hesitation. She did not like the disc at all last year.
No, right.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't even close to qualifying for state in disc either. But so there's good reason she probably didn't like it.
Yeah.
But she's really come around. She's really put the time in to
Yeah.
continue to get herself better and better. And the disc has become a very strong event for her.
And then let's talk about, so we've had all of our other state qualifiers on. We'll do the 4x1 boys here in a little bit. Hazel Cannon was on just a couple of short weeks ago as our female athlete of the week. Let's talk a little bit about Hazel and her weekend coming up here in Columbus.
So Hazel's made it down in the 300 hurdle. She was in multiple races and jumps. She was actually very close in the pole vault to make it down. Just missed by a couple spots. Close to the 110 hurdles. But the race she made it down was in the 300 hurdles. She's actually figured out how to get her steps on. It's a little longer race, but it is still a rhythm race, trying to keep your steps on at full speed, coming in the hurdles. And she dropped almost a second at regionals to put her in a spot to go to state.
Yeah.
And she's put herself in a great spot. She's one of those athletes that has covered so much ground for us. She has done literally everything from the 100, the 2, the 4, both hurdle races. She pole vaults. She ran the 8. Like, she is, but she contributes all over for us, and she is just a very, very well-rounded athlete that can do it in a lot of different areas. She just happens to be really, really good at the 300 hurdles. Like,
well, and that's we've had her on in the past for cross country as well.
Yeah,
So usually those cross athletes, tend to run, the 800, the 16, or the 32.
No, they're little
in
usually
track,
later.
and-
She likes the sprints and the hurdles
she
and the
can move,
jumps when it comes to track, but she is a very good cross runner too, which is very unusual.
Yeah. Awesome.
And Trax, one more thing for you, kind of piggybacking off of the Emily situation, but football, swim, basketball, track, like how do you fit all this time into your schedule? Is there one that you like more than the other? Is it whatever's in season?
I always say whatever's in season, and I see myself as an athlete, and I just try to do something every day that makes me better, whether it's one of those 4 sports, and I think that just makes me the best athlete I can be by doing all of them.
I mean, you're 2 seasons in now. Like, was this year a little bit easier for you? What take us through, the difference between freshman year and sophomore year?
Yeah, freshman year, you're just like getting used to stuff. You're kind of like almost timid when it comes to sports. You're just kind of a follower, but as a sophomore, you kind of know what's going on. You kind of get the stuff. It's easier to do. I mean, not easier, but you understand it more.
Yep.
And
Well, we're certainly wishing you the best of luck this weekend down in Columbus to finish up your sophomore year, and then you got 2 more big years coming up as junior and senior. So if the sophomore was a little easier, I think the junior and senior year should be pretty impressive, and we're looking forward to those, Traxton. Before we get you guys out of here, you got your free meal deal from DQ and our box combo from Canes, so we appreciate those. Both Dairy Queens and Canes being our sponsors here of our Athlete of the Week program. So enjoy those. They're not very good pregame meals, so maybe on Sunday when you guys come home,
maybe celebratory.
let's wait a little bit, but you got those certificates. Before we get you guys out of here, we're just going to have a little fun, get to know you. We've done this with Traxton. Coach Richards, we're going to ask you the same questions. We'll just rapid fire
Sure.
some of your, just some get to know you questions. We'll start with favorite food and work our way down. So Trax, we'll start with you. What's your favorite food?
I think I said this last time,
Yeah.
but my grandma's steak.
Oh, grandma's steak. Okay, good enough. Coach Richards?
Yeah, actually, grandma steak is really hard to top.
Okay,
but
very
we'll go with like salmon.
Okay, a little salmon, a little healthy, a little bit healthy. Not that steak's bad for you. Favorite subject in school, Traxton?
I like math.
All right. Coach, what was your favorite subject in school? It's been a while since you've been there.
It's been a moment, but I would probably go with math.
Okay, good deal. And McCoy is going to study
Yes.
mathematics, right?
He
So
is.
it runs in the family a little bit. Favorite movie or show?
I like the Avengers movies.
Avengers. Coach?
Wow, I just went blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything you're streaming? You have time to like TV shows stream? I don't. I started watching Landman. I watched one season of it. Everybody says it's so good, and I haven't been able to watch another one. So I don't really have
no,
time.
I'm Blake actually. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. This is a tough one because Mr. Winters just went through all the activities that you do, Traxton, but any hobbies outside of all the athletic stuff you do?
Video games, hanging out with friends, nothing too crazy.
All right. Coach?
Like snow skiing, water skiing, wakeboarding,
Okay,
all
awesome.
fun stuff.
Favorite app or game on your phone?
Probably just like Instagram.
Instagram.
That's-
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
standard.
a standard.
Yeah.
Coach, any apps on your phone?
No, I'd go with Instagram too.
Oh,
Just gonna
still on
scroll.
Instagram. It's good info, that's for sure. It gives you lots of stuff. Favorite memory, Traxton. We're talking about wrapping up your sophomore year. You've been here your entire career. What are some of your favorite memories that so far throughout your career, K to 10?
Just anything?
Yep, anything. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be sports. It can be anything that you're gonna like. When you graduate, you got a couple years, thankfully, before that happens. But you know, what are when you look back when you do graduate, what are some of the things right now that you're gonna remember the most?
Right now, one comes to mind. Last year at States, we had our 4x1 down there.
Yeah.
We had Emily, Addie, I think, not Marley, but it was just a fun group down there. It was a lot of fun. I mean, the second night was a lot of fun after I was done competing because I used to pole vault and 4x1,
Yes,
And then,
little less
yeah.
pressure and just hang out and
Yeah.
chill out and have fun. All right, Coach, you've been head track coach here. Is it 17, 18 years? Something?
Dude, it's something like that.
It's something crazy, right? So, any favorite memories from your coaching career here at Perry?
Honestly, there's going back even to Nick Laurie, who I
Yeah.
believe is getting inducted this year.
He is. He's going
like
to the Hall of
he
Fame.
was he was one of my first literally state champions in the vault since I came here.
Yeah.
And we've had several state champions since, but
Yeah.
that one kind of stands out. Javin and Braden both brought down tiles
Sure.
with Leah King.
Yeah.
Some really, really good stuff, and then you still can't leave out the football title.
right.
So
That was a lot of fun.
That's too much fun there.
Yeah, lots of fun everywhere. That's good. Yeah, if you go down into the PAC there, our wall is dominated state champion wise with track and wrestling. We've really
Yeah.
brought a lot of those home. It's been awesome. And then you look at even like just the all state and the state qualifying again. Track
We-
and wrestling dominate.
We
that
put a
board, man.
lot of really good athletes
Yeah.
that come through Perry. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of reasons for that.
Yep.
A lot of different people in the different spots, but we get a lot of really good athletes that come through, and Kissinger's a big reason for
Yeah.
that. Being able to just make a well-rounded athlete that can adapt to different environments and different programs. So.
All right, guys. Last question. We'll get you out here. Visit any place in the world. Where would you go?
Any place. No, I've never been somewhere in Europe, so
Okay.
maybe somewhere
Little
there.
Europe
'Cause,
trip.
I don't know.
Coach, anything on your list?
I'd like to go back to Australia. We took a trip
Okay.
back there a long time ago, and I'd like to go back to Australia.
All right, awesome. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for being here. I know you got a track camp to go run now for the next couple of
Yep,
hours.
yep.
Then you're heading to Columbus later this afternoon. Don't forget your food. Best of luck. Tracks in this weekend. Coach Richards, thank you. We'll
Thank
get
you,
the
guys.
4x1 guys out pretty quick so they can help with camp too.
Sounds good.
We'll bring. So give me Dane and Alex.
In and out. Here's wrong.
You guys are up. Come on up, gentlemen.
And this is just the extended part. You mentioned 2 days ago school ended, but already track camp and
Yeah.
everything going on, everything that was already lined up. You knock those out and you continue this
Yeah,
this run and get all these young
we got
kids
a
here.
basketball camp, a track camp going on. Gentlemen, you'll see there in front of you, you got a little food here from our sponsors, Raising Cane's. You got a box combo, and then the Perry Dairy Queen does a meal deal and a Blizzard. So, like we said to those guys, maybe wait till Sunday after state track because it's not pasta or it's probably not the best pregame food. But hey, let's talk a little bit 4x1. Dane, you've been here. You were back on week 31. You guys you qualified your team out in the 4x1. Take us through, I guess, just the season in general. Did you guys, because I know relay teams move around all of the time, in swim too. We see that in swim. Different people plug in different holes, so to speak. So how long have you guys been running together, this group of four? Has it been literally from this first meet of the year, or when did this group of four come together?
Really, since we started to try to be competitive in it, we started running as a group, and we never really ran anything close to what we were running now.
Yeah.
But I think we just flipped the switch whenever we got to conference, and we ran sub 44, and then we ran faster than that when we went to districts, and then we opened the handoffs and went even faster. So
Yeah.
we've been just getting better and better as time goes on, but we've been pretty much together the whole time.
Okay.
So.
And Alex, for you, we've recently had Dane on. So for you, when did you get involved with track? When did you kind of start to fall in love with running?
I started 7th grade. Like I did all throughout middle school, and when I was young, I liked to run a lot. It's just something I like to do. So track kind of seemed like the smart idea.
Right, and we've got the polar opposites here. We've got Dane, who's already graduated, has walked across the stage, and is going on to serve in the Air Force. So excited for your opportunity there, Dane, and thankful that you're going to serve our country. And Alex is a freshman, so being able to qualify as a freshman, Alex, was on your list of goals coming into the year. As a freshman, that's pretty impressive. Obviously, we've had some freshmen over the past. We had Traxton and Emily last year, but was it on your list at the beginning of the year? Like, hey, I want to get to Columbus this year.
Yeah, I mean, for any sport I do, I always want to go as far as possibly can.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool to be able to go as a freshman to see what it's like to compete at such a high level, and for future years to come when these guys graduate, to just know what it's like to be able to get there.
It's awesome.
And Dane, for you, obviously seeing a freshman come in, now you're a senior, been through it for the 4 years. What is it like watching Alex and some of your other teammates run now that you can maybe sit back and enjoy it a little bit more?
Yeah, it's definitely different every year with having different relays and everything. I actually think next year they have a lot of potential to go back to state with Brody having one more year, Miles having one more year, and then having Traxton and Alex both running. Because Traxton was on the relay team last year,
Right.
and we ran our record actually. But yeah, going through different teams and just every year being pretty much completely different than the year before, it's been a really, really fun experience at track for the last 4 years. So.
And Alex, for you to have a guy like Dane that's been through it all, what's it like having a senior to lean on, someone that you're close with, someone that you could bounce questions off of, and just have a fun freshman year?
It's really helpful, because he's been to state before. He knows what he's doing. So whenever I don't know, I can always ask him, and he gives me good advice because he always knows what to do.
All right, guys. So I'm a numbers guy. What is your best time so far? What was it? Was it this past week at regionals? What was it?
43-42.
43-42. What is our school record? As I don't know that.
42-52.
Okay, so about a second.
Yeah.
Okay. What got you guys to that season best last week at regionals? You mentioned the handoffs. Talk a little bit about that, because it's when you start talking about dropping even a half a second in a race like this. It's like that. It doesn't sound like a lot of time, but I promise you, it's a lot of time. How did it get to that point that we were able to drop a little bit?
Well, at first I was thinking we just weren't getting the workouts in. We weren't working hard enough. And like it didn't make sense because when we do our time trials, we were all running pretty decent. So I didn't understand why we weren't running as good as we were last year. So I thought outside the box, and so did Lane, and we all decided to open our handoffs because we were getting onto each other and we weren't fully accelerated when we were doing the handoffs. So with us both running full speed when we got the handoffs, it cut our time by like a whole second. So from the start when we were running 44s at North, like as soon as we opened those handoffs, we broke the 44 mark and we got down to the 43s.
And so the way it works at the state meet, just as it does in districts and regionals, and even back to CVC, we'll run our prelims on Friday, and then you have to qualify. You have to be in the top, I think, 8 or 9 to qualify for the finals on Saturday. What are we going to have to run? Have you guys looked at the times? What is your goal? Obviously, your goal is to qualify for the finals. Because that would put us in the running to be all state. What are we going to have to run in order to get to that into those finals on Saturday?
Honestly, it's really, really tight.
Oh, I bet it is.
The whole way,
Yeah.
pretty much until VASJ at number 1.
Well, yeah,
because
we saw them here. They were at our district.
Yeah.
They wiped everybody out.
But we will probably have to run 43.1 to 43.3 probably. It's not anything crazy that we have to run, but it's definitely a little bit faster than we've done. So
okay.
And Alex, for you, what part of the relay team do you run?
I'm third leg, so I run like the second curve. I get it from Miles and give it to Dane on the last leg. But
All right, so Dane, you're closing it out. So you're third. So we've got 1, 2, and you guys are 3, 4. So we'll get these guys on here. I know you guys got to go to track camp. Before we get you out of here, we'll rapid fire this out. There's no wrong answers here. Just some get to know you questions here. We'll have a little bit of fun. We'll start with Alex and work down to Dane. What is your favorite food?
favorite food, I'd have to say mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. All right, Dane's answered these before.
Yeah, my favorite food is still sushi.
Sushi. Okay, we knew that. We knew that coming in. All right, favorite subject in school, Alex.
Definitely math. I like math.
All right, Dane, you're done with school, but what was your favorite subject?
I'll just say my favorite class
Yeah.
the whole time I was at Perry was Miss Tyler's class in 7th grade.
That's awesome. I remember you saying that the last time. Good stuff. Shout out to Miss Tyler. Favorite movie, or if not a movie, television series or show, Alex?
It's kind of basic, but I like the Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
I just thought it was
Trex did the
great.
same thing. Endgame was a good one. The whole Avengers series is solid. Alex, or Dane, sorry.
I think my OG favorite movie is probably Good Will Hunting.
Oh, good. I like Robin
Yes,
Williams,
yeah.
classic. Very good. Alex, you're doing some, you're multi-sport athlete here, just like Dane. Any hobbies outside of all of the sports you do here at Perry?
I like to play like Brawl Stars a lot.
Okay. Dane, how about you?
I like gardening and riding motorcycles.
All right. Favorite app or game on your phone, Alex?
Brawl Stars.
So that is an app
Yeah.
or a game? Whatever,
like-
same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Coach,
Never heard of it,
Never
so
heard.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
have
do a
to
little. You're
check
going to
it
have
out
to
now.
AI that and figure it out there, Mr. Winters. Dane, any favorite apps?
Probably still Speed Stars. I play that pretty
Okay.
often.
All right, Alex, favorite memory. You're only a freshman. You've got 3 more years to go here. Some more memories to be made. But what are you taking away for some of your time so far here at Perry?
My favorite memory is probably winning conference.
Okay.
My first year at high school, it was just great team effort, great
Awesome.
team moment.
Love it. Dane, and now that you graduated, you hadn't graduated the last time we had
Yeah.
you on. A little bit different maybe, but only about 4 weeks or so. But what are you going to take away after you're done competing here for the Pirates, which you'll wrap up your career here this weekend in Columbus?
The state championship is good.
Yeah.
I think probably the track parties that we have and the game nights that we do.
Awesome. Yeah, that's just that team bonding stuff. It's all huge. We a lot of our athletes say that. All right, Alex. Last question. We'll get you guys out to track camp here. Visit any place in the world. Money's not an object. Where are you heading?
I'll probably go to Italy because
Okay.
I have a lot of family out there.
All right, very good.
Cool.
Dane?
Let's go to the moon.
To the moon. Well, you're going to be in the Air Force. You got a shot, I suppose. All right, guys. Hey, best of luck this weekend. Congratulations. Whoops. On qualifying for the state meet. We will see you down there. Good luck to you. And, yeah. Bring up your other teammates here. Brody, Miles, come on up.
What's what we forgot to ask them? Who's the four? Who's the fastest?
Oh, yeah. We'll ask these guys. That's a good question. Gentlemen, your food. For being our athletes of the week, you get a. I usually have to show these off. Raising Cane's gives each of you a box combo, and then the Perry DQ gives the free meal deal plus a Blizzard. So enjoy that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on making it to the state meet 4x1. You guys will run again. We'll run Friday in the prelims, as we've talked about. You need to qualify into those finals on Saturday. Yeah, let's just talk about the setup of this team. Who's running 1 and 2?
I'm 1.
You're
He's
1.
2.
Miles is 2. All right. Has it been that way the whole year, or do you
Yeah.
guys switch it up?
Yeah, it's been the same the whole year. We haven't switched it.
Okay.
What's the importance of going first? What do you have to do right to get off to a quick start?
Just getting out hard usually, and then just I struggle with like staying relaxed as I run because like when I get out, I'm like, going, and it's just the second half of the race just to give us a lead, especially make up that stagger. So that's usually my job.
Do we know what lane we're going to be in yet? Did they get our lane assignments for Friday's run?
I think it's 7th, but
Okay.
it's not official yet.
Okay. Do you guys have a favorite lane that you'd rather run in? Is 4 or 5? I mean, obviously 4, 5,
Yeah.
6 are probably the
I would
best,
say like
but
4, yeah,
4, 5.
6.
And Miles, for you being the second in command here, what's your responsibility? I mean, obviously it's to get off to the next one, but for you, what needs to go right to feel comfortable and feel that you had a successful run?
I think usually I try catching the people in front of me for sure, and like opening up my strides and making sure I stay relaxed the whole race because sometimes I tense up, but I think staying with the relaxed is probably the most important part.
And we talked about it with the other two, the importance of passing the baton along. How often do you guys work on it? How much do you work on it to make sure that that's a flawless and you guys have no penalty or any worry about that?
So this week we've been working on it almost every day just to get it down because me and Brody's ours are still a little touchy, but I think that the more we do it, the better we get at it, and I think we'll be ready for it tomorrow.
And when he was talking, I can't remember who mentioned it. It was Dane, I think. Open handoff. What is it? What is that exactly? And how is that different? Is that different from a normal handoff?
So the open handoff is different than like a blind handoff because open handoff you could see the person coming in, you're kind of like reading them.
Yeah.
Whereas a blind handoff, I'm like, so we have a tennis ball.
Yeah.
You see him go to the tennis ball, you full sprint, and then like say I'm handing it to him, I'll say stick, I give it, and it's just faster that way, but it also
Okay.
is harder.
Okay, it is harder, but you can cut some time off that
Yeah,
way by
for
doing
sure.
it that way. Okay.
Did it take you guys long to make that adjustment? Was it weird at first? I'm sure you guys practiced one way for probably your entire career, and now switching it up here either this season or late in the season.
I mean, it wasn't difficult. The 4x1 definitely, we needed it, and it was a little rough at the start of the season, but once we got the hang of it, it was easy.
And I was gonna say, Alex being the new member of this team, what does he bring? What have you seen in his growth this year?
Yeah, no, he's really stepped up as a freshman. He's definitely someone that we could count on. He's very mature, and he's very just,
Fast, right? That
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
So how long have you guys been running track? I know I was shocked to hear a little bit that I mean, again, it's not like there's travel track teams out there.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, but so Alex started as a 7th grader. When did you guys start running? Was it the same for you? Did you not start running track until middle school?
I started in 8th grade. Didn't do
Okay.
it in 7th grade, but I started in 8th grade.
Okay.
I started as a sophomore.
as a sophomore. So
Yeah.
you're
It's my second year.
Yeah.
year 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then what will you guys, after this weekend is over, you're obviously, in other sports, you guys, how long will you take off? So we're going to talk about this when you guys head out to track camp, but just what the off season is like here as an athlete and the fact that, there really isn't any downtime. School's out now, but, I've seen the weight room already in the last couple of days. It's filled up. How much time will you guys take and before you start back at it? Or are you gonna boom? Here we go Monday. What's your plan?
Well, we have football workouts Monday through Thursday, so I mean, I'll probably be at Monday workouts.
Okay.
So, not a lot of rest, but
Yeah.
you know, it's fine.
Right.
I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, mine's the same. Like I have wrestling and football, so, and I'm going to a wrestling camp this month,
Okay.
BT. So
Yeah, Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Headed to Virginia Tech at the end of June. We've done that one. Where were we at last year? Did you go last year, Miles?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. So we've been all over the place with the wrestling in a good way. Like it's awesome that our coaches and our kids want to do that. Go ahead.
I was just, yeah, because a lot of the athletes are multi-sport athletes that we
Yeah.
have on throughout the year. How long did it take you to get into football shape, or from football into basketball or wrestling, or from a winter sport into track?
It isn't really like too hard for me. Obviously, track shape is a little different than football because track sprinting is definitely way longer. It's way different. But I mean, beginning of the season, I was a little out of shape, but I'd say it took me like a month or two to fully get back to where I needed to be.
I'd say the same for football and track, but with wrestling, it's a whole lot different, the conditioning of it all. So
Yeah.
it takes a long time to really get fully in condition. And I got injured this year, so I didn't have that much practices.
Right. All right. Well, gentlemen, before we get you out of here, what are you looking forward to most this weekend?
Honestly, there's a mall that's right by our hotel,
Yeah,
which
right.
that'll be fun. But definitely the race. I'm excited to run there. It's a extremely nice stadium.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
historic stadium. They've had a lot of big time competitions down there. Obviously named after Jesse Owens, the Olympic star that's from Ohio, and so it's a great accomplishment. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
On being a state qualifier. Not many people can say that. So you guys are in rarefied air when it comes to that, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Not only this weekend, but then as you prepare. To go into the football season, and we're excited to get that underway as we all for all of our fall sports. So,
Real
go
quick,
ahead, yeah.
being a repeat, I'm sure last year there were probably nerves going down there. Is it a little different this year?
I did not go down there last year
Okay.
because I messed up my hamstring, and so this is technically my first
Your
time.
fir- okay.
Yeah. So I'd say I'm a little nervous, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
You guys will do fine. It'll be
Yep.
it'll be a great experience, and then you've still got another year ahead. So like Alex said, I think the fact that he can be down here as a freshman will just help him. You get those first time jitters out of the way, and big things can happen in the future. So, all right, guys, before we get you back out to track camp, I know Coach Richards needs your help out there. We'll start with Miles and then work our way to Brody. What is your favorite food?
Bacon.
Bacon. Good answer. I
was gonna
love
say the
bacon.
exact same thing. I
Bacon.
love bacon.
All right. Like bacon and eggs, or just
Yeah.
like straight? Okay, yeah.
Bacon
Good
and
breakfast. Good breakfast stuff. All right, Miles. Favorite subject in school?
I'd say astronomy.
Okay. Excellent.
I'd say social studies. I like learning about history and
A
stuff.
little
like that.
history. Excellent. Favorite movie, or if not a movie, like a television series or anything streaming?
Favorite movie? I really like the Avatar, like the blue
Oh
ones.
yeah. Okay.
I'd
Good.
say The Sandlot, just a good sports movie.
That's a classic. Love The Sandlot. Hobbies. We talked about. You guys are multi-sport athletes here. You're working hard each and every day. Any hobbies outside of the sports you do here?
Definitely playing video games
Okay.
or just relaxing.
Yeah.
I
chilling out.
like to golf. I
Okay.
enjoy golfing.
Where do you like to golf, bro?
Like Erie, Madison
Yeah.
Country Club.
The locals, right?
Yeah.
They're all good. And the weather's been great lately. So, all right. Favorite app or game on your phone, Miles?
Favorite app? I'd probably say like TikTok.
Yeah. Good one. Do you have
Yeah.
TikTok?
No.
You're Instagram.
I like Instagram too.
I'd
Brody?
probably say Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. Favorite memory from Perry so far? It does not have to be. We used to make it like it was your favorite athletic memory. Anything that you've experienced here at Perry Schools through your time here, Miles, so far?
I'd have to say with like wrestling when we go to the hotels with the team, just the bonding of it all.
Right. Awesome.
I would have to say the state championship freshman year. That was awesome. Playing at that stadium,
Yeah.
atmosphere was sweet.
Yeah. All right. Would love to get back there. But that is one of mine as well. Visit any place in the world, guys. Money's not an object. Miles, where are you going?
I'd say Sweden.
Sweden. Good. We've not had that answer. Go ahead,
I say
Brody.
Greece.
Greece. All right.
sounds-
Excellent. Great answers, guys. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate the time. Congratulations on being a state qualifier. We'll be on the Rooting You On. We'll be updating everybody on our Twitter account as the events are happening. So best of luck this weekend down in Columbus. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You as well.
All right, safe travels down to Columbus. Yeah, all 9 of our athletes and all of our coaches are heading down here today after track camp and after their workout, getting ready for that state meet.
So good luck to Emily, Mason, Traxton, Marley, Hazel, and then obviously the 4x4 that we just had on. So 9 athletes going down. I'm sure that was a great number, as Coach Layton mentioned,
Yeah.
to get that many kids to go down there and now go and try to add another banner, another
Yeah.
plaque right there when you enter Perry.
That's the plan, and I know that's for sure. Emily's right there in that mix, and some of them will just be, hey, can we get on the podium and can we be all state? And but it's a great way to wrap up the year. I love the state track meet. It's one of the best events that they put on. It's a longer weekend now. We have 5 divisions in
Right.
track, so this is the first year for that. And so it's a little bit, I'm used to the track schedule being, it's been this way for the last 25 years, and now it's a little different. So we've got some different times. Friday morning, we will actually start our running events around 9:30, 10 o'clock for Division 3, and then the field events are in the afternoon. So that's opposite of what it used to be. But so our prelims will go Friday morning, and then some field events in the afternoon, and then Saturday morning back with more field events, and then the running finals don't even start until like 5:30 Saturday night. So, and hopefully we got some athletes in those finals. But we're looking forward to a great weekend.
So you head down tomorrow, and you're going to keep everyone up to date?
Yeah, so we'll keep everybody up to date. We'll be on the Twitter account. We'll post some video and certainly give finishing places and all that kind of stuff as they happen. So. Heading to Columbus tomorrow morning. Looking forward to it.
We've alluded to it a couple times, and we'll touch on off season and what it looks like here. But 2 spring sports wrapped up since the last time we have been on. So let's start with softball. They come out of their district as champions. Unfortunately, they fall in the regional semifinal.
Yeah, great year though for the girls.
Yeah.
Outstanding. We didn't know what we had coming into the year. We finished 23-6 overall. It's just hats off to all of our athletes and coaches and families, because I know a lot of it has to do with some summer stuff that happens in the sport of softball. We know baseball and softball, those are the best months to play.
Right.
It's not March and April in Northeast Ohio, right? So we know there's a ton that goes on in summer ball, and so I know I'm excited because we didn't have any seniors. I said that the other night at the banquet. We had softball, tennis, and track all have their banquets the other night, and we didn't have a senior night for softball, and that just speaks volumes to not only what our coaches were able to get from our athletes, but the athletes themselves going out there and producing. And so we're excited about next year, and I think it's going to be a little bit different year next year. I think this year we didn't know what to expect, and there was really no pressure. We just went out and played, and obviously had a ton of success to get back to the Sweet 16 and be district champs. Next year there'll probably be a little bit, there'll be some teams out. We're not going to sneak up on anybody, but a little bit different. But that's okay. We embrace it, and I think we have that attitude going in. Like, we know we're going to be, the ones with maybe some expectations, but let's embrace them and go get them. So I'm excited.
And I hate to steal this from the Cavaliers, but the core four for the Pirates, they went in, received all district and even a state honorable mention award.
Fantastic. Ari Rogers got that honorable mention award. So they're great honors to have with you. Again, especially when you're core of your team, it all comes away with some hardware, so to speak. So, those are going to be our leaders for next year. And again, I know they're all not only those 4, but all of the other team, I think they caught a little bit of the glimpse of what it can be, and we're really not that far. I mean, we lost in the regional semis 2-0.
Yep.
It's not like it was 12-0. We were right there, and we threatened a couple of times. Just a very, very good pitcher from the other team. And did they win the next game?
They did not.
See?
Okay. It was kind of like our Independence game where they faced a girl that was really throwing heat. I think she ended up with like 18 strikeouts, and it was a 3-1 or a 3-2 game, but it was a close one.
Yep. So we're right there.
Yep.
I mean, we're right in that realm of it all. So, and that obviously would have gotten you to the state level. So, just excited about softball for next year, and know a lot of our kids are already at work getting ready.
And on the boys' side, they wrap up. We talked about the excitement last week of the walk-off against the defending champs in Lake Catholic. Unfortunately, how the other side of the bracket played out maybe didn't benefit the Pirates going into that game against Central Catholic.
Yeah, Canton Central Catholic, obviously a very good team, came in. They did not have to throw their best pitcher against the team that they played to get to the district final game. Obviously, we used 3. It was a 12-11 game. We had to survive in advance, literally survive in advance, and we did. So it was great. It was a great environment that night with Lake Catholic, and to come out on top of the defending state champs, 12-11. It was exciting. Really, one of the top moments of this entire spring. When we did it, and to do a walk-off like that is pretty cool. And then to come back 2 days later. And just have to sort of piece together your pitching and how you're going to do that, and sort of manage all of that, and then coming off of the high of that. But you know what, we were right there, and we actually had more hits than they did. They got us at the end of the day. They were just a little bit better. So, but again, 23-7 for our baseball team, and something crazy like 18 of 19 games at one point in the year. So to go on a streak like that, again, great senior class. So sort of opposite of softball. Softball had no seniors. We had 9 awesome seniors that filled all kinds of roles, from being out there every day playing, pitching, hitting, playing the field, to guys that were support and just there. They just wanted to be part of it, and hats off to all of them. And they were a great senior class, great leaders. To get us to the district championship game this year. Yeah,
and up until that Central Catholic game, the Pirates were 11-0 in the month of May, and you had more losses in your spring training trip than you had when you actually played here in the state of Ohio. So congratulations to them. Again, CVC champs. They went a perfect 10-0. So it was a great year for Coach Platt and those 9 seniors that graduated.
Yep.
We've talked about track camp a little bit, but we will have other camps coming up over the summer. So what, the best way for people to stay in tune, stay engaged, come out to camps and figure out what's going on over these next 2 months?
Yeah, our website is the best way to do that, and it's a revamped website. We're excited about that because we were how can I say it nicely, just underperforming with our other website. We weren't getting what we needed from them, so we decided to make the change. So we're with a company now. It's called Mascot Media, and they do. It's such a much more user friendly, and all of our camp information is on there. So PerryPirates.com. Go to there. You'll see all the camps that we're running. We're June heavy with camps, but there'll be a couple in July as well, and it's our volleyball camp is in July. But we've got a lot of stuff going on. June is a busy time. Yes, school is out, but as we talked with Brody and Miles, they're already starting. All of our off-season training has really started, and I think Coach Richards mentioned Coach Christinger and his program, and I can't say enough about that. So please, if you're an athlete out there in grades 7 through 12, it is the most impactful thing that you can do in the off season. And yes, it's great to go out there and throw a football and catch it and kick a soccer ball and spike a volleyball. All of that's important, but what's going to make you the best athlete is working with Coach Christinger and going. He is here from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. So if you are an athlete out there and you want to get bigger, faster, stronger, better, in shape, it will help you for your sport, and he will build a program for you that is specific for your sport. So I can't say enough about him. I can't say enough about our program. We've got a great weight room facility. We're excited. I'm not going to get into it too much, but we've got a new addition to our weight room program. We've been talking with Luke Farrell, Perry alumni. He's going into the Athletic Hall of Fame this fall. Coach mentioned Nick Luria, so we've got a great class going in. But Luke is helping behind the scenes, sort of fund that and work with a program that we've researched and seen that other schools who are really having some success out there amongst all of their sports. We're going to start that program hopefully here this fall, and we're excited about that.
And for you, how does this off-season work? Obviously, you're not off for the next 2 months. So, as the athletic director, the athletic department, take us through the next 2 months?
Yeah, it's going to be, my wife, she's a teacher. She thinks that I'm a teacher. I'm not. I'm not on a teacher schedule, all right? It's just not feasible. July is a nice month. But June, again, we're in our off-season program. All of our kids are working here every day. It's a bustle of activity, usually until right around 2 p.m. because we'll have camps, we'll have different things going, we'll have team workouts. Some of them do at night. Volleyball has an open gyms on Tuesdays and Saturdays. The Tuesday evenings are 5 to 7. Even on Saturdays 9 to 11. They've got a summer league. We run a summer league here, so our boys. Basketball program runs a Monday night summer league, and we run a shootout here in June as well for basketball. So we're getting ready. Ashley Gestowich and I and Mindy Allen, we're getting all of our schedules ready to go for the fall because August 1 will be here. Yeah. Before we know it, I think our first scrimmage is like August 4th. So that's a Tuesday. So it's going to be here before we know it. It's going to hit you in the face. So we've got to prepare now for that. So we're talking about picture days and bonfires and opening. We've got a new scoreboard going in. So Mr. Kellogg and I went to Boardman yesterday to look at how they do their scoreboard, and it's a daunting process. So there's our tennis courts are being resurfaced this summer. So lots of projects to do. It is a little bit more less hectic, especially in July, but June is still a little crazy, but we love it and it's fun. So we're essentially here getting ready for August 1, and I know all of our athletes are as well, and that's great to see. We love it.
And I don't know, I'm sure we've talked about it, but maybe we've talked about it just between us and not here. But you have 3 new teams coming into the CVC. I'm sure you're not scheduling them now. This is something that's already been in the works. It's not like, oh, wait, we now have to schedule these 3 teams.
Yeah, no, it's been an ongoing process, and we've had numerous CVC meetings over the last 18 months regarding that topic only, like these 3 teams. So our new teams coming in, it's actually 4 because Fairport, but we won't play Fairport. So you're right in 3. The 3 teams that you'll see some on our schedule coming up are North, South, and Chardon. Fairport's going to be joining the CVC as well. They'll be in a smaller division, so we won't see the Skippers unless we play them independently. But North, South, and Chardon will be intermixed in some of our divisions that we're going to play. And every schedule is made from a conference standpoint at least a year and ahead, sometimes 2 years and ahead, 3 years ahead for football. So it's those schools have been great. They're excited to be here. We're excited to bring them in and play them. We've played them independently in a lot of sports, but to have them be part of our conference and compete for a conference championship, I'm excited to have them and looking forward to it.
As I say, it probably wasn't too much of a scheduling change because most of those teams, you like you mentioned, you do see them at some point throughout the year in whatever sport may be going on. But I mean, that's the exciting part of it. You come into this next year, some new fresh teams in here, and obviously I'll get all these kids back after a good summer workout here with Christianger, and away you go.
Yeah, and again, that's the key, I think, really, is just if you can get in here, even if it's just a couple of times a week, 2 to 3, 4 times a week would obviously be ideal, but it will help, and it will make you a better athlete, and it'll give you a better chance to have success on your quarter on the field, whatever it might be. So please, we've got a great facility. Our Board of Education supports it wholeheartedly. Our booster supports it wholeheartedly, and we're super proud of it, and we want kids to take advantage of it. And the good news is they are.
Right.
I've been down there the last 2 days, and it's packed, and they're working hard. So exciting time, little bit of a downtime, and then boom, August 1, and we'll be back. Next year will be year 3
Yes.
of Walk the Plank, and so we did 35 episodes this year. We'll be back and better than ever starting in August, and when school starts, we'll run week 1 and go from there. But it's exciting times.
Yeah, and that's the other part. As we've talked about all this year, the season doesn't start on August 1. These kids will be ready to go. Some teams will already have some matches or meets in, which will make it exciting when we kick off season 3.
All right. Until then, go Pirates. Have a great summer, and we'll see you in August.